Live. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Saturday Night with Friends. I'm your host, Rainy Ryder. Tonight I have the Mad Yankee. Say hello. Whiskey Chaser.
Hello, hello.
G-Ma. And her fluffy little friend. Where'd your friend go? G-Ma, where'd your little friend go? There he is. Lift him up. No, which little... Oh, she's lagging. She can't hear us.
No.
I don't know.
Are you there, Grandma? Where's the dog?
The dog is Bubba.
Oh, Bubba. Is
Yeah.
that right? So everybody say hello to Bubba.
Hello, Bubba.
Hi.
Hey, Bubba.
All right. Tonight's show, we're going to talk about what new people can expect at Forgotten Angels. So whether that be arriving in the middle of the night and trying to get your tent set up, or trying to arrange eating, or sleeping, or where to put your tent, where you're going to go to eat, or how to try to find a bathroom, we're going to guide you guys through it. So we're going to start with G-Ma. So last time was your first time at the camp out. What surprised you most about when you got to the camp out?
Well, the biggest thing was when I got to the camp out first time, I arrived like a week early. So that was a little unusual, but there were already tons of people there. So, but the really coolest part was Paco Pete was filming me as I rolled in. And I got off my bike, gave him a big hug, and then was immediately hugged by like 20 people, which was pretty cool.
As it should
Because, yeah, well, I had been traveling cross country, as you know, and not really talked to anybody other than like gas stops for about 9 or 10 days. So it's really nice to have people to talk to.
Awesome.
But yeah, had help setting up, and next thing I know, I needed to go. Of course, you have to do a grocery run right away. And there was somebody heading to the store. I was like, I had just mentioned, well, I need to go to the store, I was prepared to like throw my shit back on my bike and take off and go to the store. Well, somebody rolls up with a car and they throw the door open and they're like, get in. Do I know you? No, I didn't say that. But, you hop in and you go to the store. It was just great. I felt so accepted immediately.
Yeah, I think everybody's there. If you see somebody you don't know them, it's like, hey, is this your first time? Do you need help? But everybody knows the first thing you're going to do is make a Walmart run. The Walmart is like, almost like a ritual.
Yep.
And then,
it was great.
Yep. And then you plan food. So,
yep.
Chase, you're probably our longest survivor here. You've been to, this will be your sixth. I think this will be my sixth. So
yeah, I've been to every Brap Star camp out. Now,
so you've been
I didn't go to the very first camp out, but Josh has confirmed with me that doesn't count.
Oh.
He said the first one was just a wild shit show that he didn't know what was going on. Nobody knew what was going on, really. So he said, man, you've been to every single one. And the first one that I went to, which was, I believe, October of 21, I prepared for everything. I was like, I got to have electrolyte plug things for my water. So I was a Boy Scout, and when I was a Boy Scout, I was trained by Navy SEALs. And I know that sounds weird, but we were in San Diego. Navy SEALs were everywhere, and so they came out and they helped us a lot. And so I'm like, I got to prepare for everything. And so I literally took like every possible thing I could. And then I realized that 6 minutes down the road is a Wawa and a Publix. So you don't really need to bring a whole lot in terms of like food, drinks, like anything like that. It's everything is super accessible. Like I tell people all the time, I'm like, it's in the middle of a neighborhood, like a regular suburb neighborhood.
Yeah,
So,
you don't get that feel from looking at the surrounding stuff on video.
yeah.
Yeah, the thing that surprised me most was, I mean, we all see the speed bumps going up is the only thing I'd really seen of getting there, and then going through the welcome home sign. That's the only things I had to prepare me. So I kept thinking, I'm going down this big boulevard as you pass, the Publix and the Wawa, and you're passing the Breadco and stuff. I'm like, okay, I must have at least 20 miles to go, and it's telling me I've got 5. I think my GPS is broke. It's telling me I'm like a half mile away. It's got to be broke.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and so then when it finally, I started going over the speed bumps, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm almost here. And then, of course, when I saw the big drain in the middle of the road, I'm like, okay, I know where I'm at now. And
Which
so
I'll tell you, if you are a new person coming to the camp out, watch out for those speed bumps. Because they will send you to the moon.
They will.
Yeah.
They will.
They're intense.
They have to be controlled. Yes, they are. They ain't playing. So what do you think is the biggest change between 3 years ago now and the last camp out? What was the biggest change?
Well, number one, no more jousting with phallic objects. We're not allowed to do that anymore.
No, once in our memory, and that's it.
Hey, you know what? We were there. It was a good time.
We were. I have the video evidence.
Yeah, I do too. I can't release it, but we have the video evidence.
Yeah, I've still
We've been informed by our attorneys not to, but it exists.
Yeah, it was a good time. That was fun. That was definitely the most like rowdy, crazy version of where that camp out went. And then now it's been reeled back.
That was number 3, wasn't
I
it?
think 3, yeah.
The second March one. I remember that.
Yeah,
It was wild.
that was when
That was
Colleen
fun.
and Skittles corrupted everything, brought all her toys from home and said, here, play with these. And everybody got in trouble.
Oh, yeah. No, we had the nickname for Casey the entire weekend. It was Flip Valve. Because she was on that street bob just blop, 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 blop all weekend. It was crazy.
Yeah, but we've all calmed it down now. So Yankee, yours also, this will be your 6th.
No, it will not.
Your 5th.
No, I think this one will be my 4th, if I'm counting correctly. I have historically not been able to make the most of the October ones, despite the fact that the first one I went to was an October one. So yeah, I want to say I've been to, what was that, number 2, which was the first October one, October of 21. My second one was March of 22. I think I skipped that October. And then I went to March of 23, skipped the last October, and so now we're on March of 24. So this will be my 4th.
I keep thinking you made the last one because I saw you like 3 times last year. So
No, you found me in other places. It's the whiskey clogging up your brain, but
That's exact. I can confirm 100%. That's exactly what it is.
because I saw you at the March camp out, then I saw you again in April at Land Between the Lakes, and then I saw you again in Nashville for the Jack Daniels meetup.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I guess the Jack Daniels meetup and the October camp out was so close together that I probably still was in a daze, and I thought you were there.
yeah,
So,
it's just kind of blending.
You know what it was?
And by the way, the Land Between the Lakes was May, also, not April.
Oh, I thought it was Easter. Well, it was Easter, so it was Easter weekend. So I keep thinking.
No, you're conflating it. You're conflating this with the infamous Eureka Springs trip that Chase was also on.
Well, that one was Easter, but the Land Between the Lakes one was Easter Sunday also.
It was
yes.
no. I'm telling you, this was May. I remember this specifically because I went turkey hunting first, and then went to that, So.
Mad Yankee consistently cannot come to a lot of stuff because it conflicts with a lot of different hunting seasons.
Yeah.
Really, there's only 2. It's just that's the time when everybody always does everything.
It's just he's got to go hunting, man.
I guess regrettably, I don't keep up with my religious holidays.
And okay, what were we actually trying to talk about though?
Your first camp out.
Fourth camp out, yes.
We get sidetracked so easy.
Is this a live broadcast?
This is.
We are live.
We are live.
Yep.
Steve,
So
say
this is
hello.
on. So
Hi,
this.
Steve.
Hey,
Hi, Steve.
everybody. How you doing?
Hey, Steve.
I am at a hotel room in Austin, Texas.
Where are you at in Austin?
Fifth and San Jack.
Oh, nice, cool. I used to live off First and Stasny for a long time, and then I lived over off Cumberland, right across the street from St. Edwards.
Nice town. Yeah, I just had some events I had to attend, and I'm flying out tomorrow, and then I'm heading to FA Thursday night. Flying in. I don't want to hear a word about me flying in.
You have a long way to go. We're not going to say a word.
I'm flying.
Plenty of people flying.
A lot of people fly in, rent bikes, borrow bikes, and some people just get to the camp out and spend the whole week at camp out and then fly back. It's you being there is the important thing. And like I said, you can borrow any bike there. It's unimaginable. I've never been to a place where you could just walk around and go. Everybody's like, "Hey, you want to ride my bike? Hey, you want to ride my bike? Take off. Yeah, come back. Don't wreck it while you're gone. Bye." And
that's the thing I'm concerned about is how I got. Well, I'm sure they'd care if I pulled up on something that I'm not used to, or I tried out something I'm not used to, and I'd feel a little bad if I fucked it up.
It's fine. Bikes are made to be fucked up, or messed up. Sorry. Hey everyone, this is the newer, cleaner version of Rainy Rides.
Yeah, this is
still a work in progress.
2.0.
It's a work in
Trying
progress.
to figure it out.
Have we gone about 5 minutes yet? Okay, we're good. Yeah, I'm allowed one every 30 minutes. I've figured that out. So we just used our first hour up. So now, what's next? All right, so Steve, we'll come back to you. I'm sorry we left Yankee hanging. So to you, what was your first camp out? What stood out the most?
The thing that stood out the most to me, just in general, about that first camp out, and I'll never really forget the experience, because I've told this a couple of times. When I first, when I flew in and rented a bike, like I said, which I've done most of the times I've gone because of the time of year it's at, and it's tricky for me to try to get down there. But when I first landed, at that point it's all business. It's like, all right, get your luggage, get out of the airport, get your Uber, get to the place where we're renting bikes. By the way, if you're renting bikes, look up Lee. He's right near the airport. He's on a couple of the rideshare apps. He's a really nice guy. But anyway, it was like, okay, go grab the bike, and then that was roughly around the time everybody was meeting up at Burt's. So at that point, it was like, figure out how to navigate your way around Tampa and get to Burt's. All kind of business, objective. Once I finally got to Burt's and everybody was there, that's when the reality of what I had just done hit me. And I said, I am now farther away from home than I have ever been on my own, and I don't really know anybody. I, talk to people online, but I never met anybody in person. I was like, I don't know if this is going to be great or if this is going to be the biggest mistake of my life. The funny thing is what I just said was completely wrong. Every word I just said turned out to be completely wrong. I was not 3,000 miles from home. I was home.
And I'd like to hear this story again. What's the first thing that Josh told you when he saw you?
Well, I started the conversation by turning around and saying, you look even uglier in person.
That is a really good opener.
Yep. I have painful social anxiety, and I had no idea how else to break the ice.
That's a good way to do it. I bet you got a good laugh out of
that. I believe his response was something around something along the lines of, "Well, at least we still get laid." So it was something like that. So, but yeah, no, he laughed.
All right, so Steve, what are you looking forward to most at the camp out, other than meeting me? I mean, in person, first time. But what are you looking forward to?
To be honest, meeting everybody else. Again, this is my first time there. I've donated, and I'm screen printing like 400 shirts with their I Ride for the Forgotten logo that David sent me. I went to my screen printer before I left for Austin because I wanted to get it like a proof done. that I could approve so that he had plenty of time to tag and bag. And so, that's what all the blanks that I have, eventually either logos, someone else's, mine, artwork. I don't know what I'm going to put on them yet, but David wanted, he wanted to put like, I Read for the Forgotten by Indie Ridge, and I said, no, but it was just, that was what I could contribute this year. I donated a lot of earlier version boots earlier in the year to a charity because we've got version 5 stuff coming out that's arrived that's now CE2 certified, which is a pretty big deal. So my contribution is it's not the biggest thing that I've done. And again, I've only Mike, like it's been a year since I've been involved with the charity. I mean, it feels like longer, but
yeah, it does.
This is going to be part of the care package, I guess, that people get when they arrive. So I pulled 400 Guatemalan blue or Guatemalan black shirts.
Guatemala blue black.
Blue black.
It's a very, very dark navy blue, and then I just tweaked the logo, ran it past him. It's very simple, straightforward. It looks pretty good, and so they're being printed, tagged, and bagged, and then you don't realize how heavy 400 shirts is until you're holding them. It was like hundreds and hundreds of pounds. So,
yeah, it's crazy.
The stage
I thought I was going to take them.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to take them in like a couple of suitcases, and then I'm like, oh no! Like I had to put cartons in my truck.
Yeah, you need like a trailer.
Yeah. So we're going to ship them as soon as possible because I want them to get there, and then for them to have plenty of time. Yeah, that's and hopefully I got the size distribution right. I'm still working on that. Like, I don't know. You guys probably have a better idea than I do about the girth, the width, and the height of the average.
What you trying to say, bro?
So out of 400 shirts, there needs to be there's probably 3 small, 10 medium, and 490 extra large and double extra triple. Yeah, there's a lot of double extra and triple X.
I did as many triple X as I had left. I didn't do a lot of smalls. I did more mediums, but the vast majority was large, extra large, double XL, and then as many triple XL as I had left. The good news is that I'm getting a lot more colors as well because I don't want Guatemalan black to be my black. I want true black to be my black. So I've got a true black coming in. I've got a nice charcoal gray, and then I've got it's like a not quite burgundy. It's almost like a dark brick color. It's cool. So
that's cool. That'll be different.
Yeah. So it's and those are smaller runs, the charcoal and the brick, but the black one is that's going to be the majority of.
I'll tell you guys that, and I was actually just talking to Jack Bueller about this. We go to places and we look for shirts that are not black because our entire closet is just black t-shirts. So we're looking for shirts that are not black just to like put a little bit of color into our lives.
Yeah, believe it or not, all my grays went first.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe it. What's interesting is that I had to pack for this trip. It was 2 a.m. and I had to leave at 5 a.m. for LAX. And I grabbed 3 medium whites, the ones I'm wearing now, because you would think that like a white t-shirt on its own is just a white t-shirt. Somehow they look really good and they drape really well and the fabric's really well. those are my favorite shirts.
Yep. Yeah, they're great.
Are the whites, unless I'm unloading a container, which I had to do last week in the rain, which was awesome.
That's the part that sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, but that had the version 5 stuff for like the version 5 crossfields and new versions of ventilated models, like ventilated Comanche, which is called Armstrong, named after Neil Armstrong. Ventilated Mohawk, which is named after Joe Walker, so it's called Walker. A black version of the Comanche, which is pretty rad. And then refills of Crossfield and Crow and a couple others. But they all now have the CE2 certification test results on the inside tongue. Because I wanted people to think like this isn't just a boot that looks cool. It's probably the safest above the ankle boot you can wear on the market for $185 for below $200. And so I didn't need to test it, but it was important to me for everybody else to know, and so I can point to say, hey, here's my test results that I got from the lab in Italy. Let me see yours. So hopefully it'll be a good year. We had a surprisingly interesting February. I don't know if it was because of Daytona, but probably.
So,
that's good.
August, insane. Yeah, I mean.
No, I mean like all good stuff. I almost have to pull the 10% discount like for the first time customers just because I'm getting low on stock on a lot of stuff.
And compared to the boots, they're still well priced.
Here.
So I mean, it's.
Here's the real question, Steve.
Yeah.
When are we getting some pull-on cowboy boots, man?
So
that's all I wear. That's all I wear is cowboy boots, and I love your stuff, man. I love it, but I don't do laces. I want some pull-on cowboy boots.
Well, there's a couple of options that I'm thinking about because I get all kinds of requests, and what people don't realize is that and it's fair. They're not in production and they're not in product design, manufacturing, and then like when I sent you guys out the hoodies, it was like I didn't make a production order of the hoodies because they weren't good enough for me. So I nixed it and I switched to and I'm having a meeting with my very, very trusted manufacturer who made the shirts in Guatemala. So I'm starting from scratch after like 5 versions of pre-productions of just a simple hoodie with Kevlar. Now, you guys might like it, but it wasn't good enough for me. It takes a really long time. And people have asked me like so often, like, why don't you guys sell shirts? And the simple answer is because I don't know anything about shirts, or I didn't know anything about shirts. Like, it's a t-shirt, what do you have to know? Like, all right, well, what's the size distribution for an American motorcycle male? Tell me, off the top of your head. I have no idea. Okay. What kind of a blend are you going to use? Are you going to use a knit or a woven? I have no idea what either of those are.
I'll be right back.
Okay. What kind of, are you going to use a poly cotton blend and some spandex? All cotton, what's the material? Where are you going to sort, if you use cotton, where are you going to source the cotton? How do you know that cotton is a very long fiber cotton? Because I do not want my shirts to pill, ever. That's the thing that I hate the most is when my clothing pills, when you get those,
Yeah, it's the worst. It looks terrible.
And that the reason for that is because they're using it's the cotton breaking. It's not the poly. If it's a poly blend, it's not the poly breaking. Poly is much stronger, but it's because it's a short fiber cotton, and it's either not treated or it's just a short fiber cotton. So I'm like, well, my shirts have to be as good as my boots. I don't care how long it takes me. So, we incorporated in 2017. I'm 7 years in, and have blanks. Like I haven't even like I made shirts for you guys. I made shirts for FA, or I'm making shirts for FA. I haven't even put shirts on for sale on the site because they weren't ready because I didn't know enough about them. And it's like, okay, well, I want a 3/4 inch neck with a waffle stitch. And so it's a process, and maybe there's a point of diminishing returns where it's like, man, just get your name out there. But it's like, I don't want to do that. And, like,
That's respectable for sure. I mean, not putting a bad product out there, or just trying to get stuff out to like get the sales is what a lot of people do. And I was literally just watching something earlier about a product that was huge in the market in the motorcycle community for a very short amount of time, but it made a lot of moves, and then they basically just disappeared. And it's because their product was not great. I'm not going to mention it, whatever it is, but the fact that you want to put a good product out is pretty rare for a lot of manufacturers. So it's commendable. I like it, but I just want some cowboy boots, man.
So going back to that, I've gotten requests for zip ups on the inside of my existing boots. I've gotten requests for heeled boots with a stitch down or like some kind of a welt so they can be resold, which is actually like when people request that, I don't really think they know what they're asking, because to resole a boot is a lot of money.
Yeah, I wear
almost as much as like it's like a new boot.
I wear work boots. I wear work like waterproof, slip resistant, whatever boots every day, and they cost $200. To get them resold is like $180. And I'm like, why wouldn't I just buy new boots?
Yeah, I just tried to get a pocket put in the back of mine because I'm really rough on my Red Wings, the slip-ons, which I don't wear slip-ons anymore, but I was going to try just to get the pocket put back into them, the liner, and that was $120. And I'm like,
oh, it's expensive.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not going to put out a heeled boot that's not a welt construction, because that's cheating. You could do a glued construction that looks like a welt, but I'm not going to go that way. So it's going to be just a stitch down welt, and there's a lot more complicated welts. And if you guys can Google what a welt is and all the different kinds of welts you can use, Goodyear welt is like kind of like the fancy schmancy, but a simple stitch down is good enough for me. Keep it waterproof. So heel boots, side zips, speed laces, all kinds of different things. Cowboy boots, slip-on. So I do get the idea of slip-ons in general, because because a zipper, an inner zipper, is kind of a slip-on. It's easier. So you're also you're just taking an axe to the inside of the medial edge of your boot.
Yeah, and you're just putting the zipper right in the middle of it.
Which is not a huge deal, but it's like, it's creating another thing that can break, and it's introducing something that's unknown. And I want to get the core products, which I think I'm at, is I want to get it really, really, really solid. And with V5, I think so far I'm pretty happy with it. I hope other people are happy with them too. But there's gonna be V6 and V7 and new styles and all that kind of shit. The special edition stuff that's coming that a lot of people in the Discord will absolutely get, and you're gonna love it because I love it and I hate everything that I make. Those are coming in like April or May.
I'll tell you that I like a person that hates all of their products and wants to make them better.
I can't. That's the first thing I do. I open a box and I'm like, I could have done that better. I why in the hell did I choose that? That sucks. That sucks. And everyone else was like, what are you talking about? These look good. And I'm like, shut up. This is what is wrong with this boot. And here is what the changes I'm going to make for the next version.
I like that.
And then,
I like that a
and
lot.
then the next version comes, and I hate that.
Hey, Chase, that's why it's hard for me to watch my premieres. I never watch my videos again after I put them out, because when I watch them, I go, "Oh, I didn't realize I did that. I should have did that again." You know, and I would remake a video if I could. But once it's out there, it's out there.
Yeah,
and
I feel that 100%.
And you guys like have your faces on it.
Yeah, and that's
so
why we try to do such a good job.
I'm at least one level, but like I'm at least one level removed from, you know.
Not anymore.
You guys are like your product, if you want to call it, is your personality, your channels. There's zero buffer. For me, at least, there's a little bit of a buffer.
That's why we try to do such a good job. I mean, Chase does. You can tell how hard somebody works on video when you see how many edit cuts they have. If you watch somebody's videos, and you know, shorts be damned, because shorts are supposed to be short, but when you watch somebody's videos and they have no cuts in them, and it's like a 30-minute video with like 3 cuts in it, you know they didn't try really hard. You know, you watch one of Chase's videos, there's literally like a cut every 30 seconds. And I actually took some, what Chase does and what I do too, is you try not to put any quiet time in there. You try to keep a person entertained. If there's dead space, cut it out. Cover it with music. Do something with it. Otherwise, you're just like, it feels like a home movie. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, every second that you put into a video where there's dead space, you are losing a person. You are losing
attention.
A viewer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we're living in an age of stimulation. So, but we've all seen those videos where people will literally just, and it's not like they're working on something or they're doing something with their hands. They're just, here I am behind a motorcycle and I'm going to show you trees for 15 minutes while I ride. And
unless they're really funny, which is hard.
Well, funny, I mean, if they're trying to entertain you, okay. But it's like, there was one I saw the other day, it bled into somebody else's and it started, and I was like, oh, I must have missed it. I didn't hear him talking. And then I'm watching it, and like about a minute later, I'm like, they're just riding their motorcycle. There's no music. There's no, at least, you know, if it's nice scenery, I'll at least try to put music on it. If I'm just trying to show scenery, put something on there. But yeah, you've got to work. I mean, if you're not working on it, people will notice. And it's the same, and I'm sure the same with the product. You can't just, you know, like the product that, you know, Chase was talking about, that used to be a good company, if it's the same one I'm thinking about. And when they decided to go huge, they pushed a lot of their marketing out of their own space and had someone else making it and just tried to get huge with it. When they realized they made a mistake and the product was crappy, they tried to pull it in, they tried to increase their quality, but it was too late. People had already said, this is a crap product, I'm never buying this again. And it hit them hard. And whether they will recover or not, who knows? But I mean, you can't do that. You've got to consistently keep a good product going.
Real quick, so Lala Stromboli asks, what boots do you make, Steve? So I would like you to explain what kind of boots you make, if you don't mind.
I make protective motorcycle boots. So I couldn't find boots that I really liked that were protective and, you know, something that you could wear on and off the bike that didn't look ridiculous, that didn't scream. I ride a motorcycle that, you know, had the toe shifter and, you know, all sorts of, you know, obnoxious branding. And because a lot of those scuffs.
Come on, brother. You kidding me? Unless your shifter is like knurling and spiky, even that can be conditioned out really easily. So I wanted to make a really protective boot. I didn't start with boots. I started with as a side project, just motorcycle face masks. And then I went to gloves and boots, and now I've got a lot of other apparel in the works. So the boots have kind of become what I'm known for, I guess. But they're really, I like them a lot. I think they're good looking boots. I have the waterproof versions of boots, and I have the ventilated versions of the boots.
They're not heeled. They don't have much of a drop. So about a half inch of drop. A lot of boot companies out there, they're all heeled boots. Okay. Well, that's great. I don't really wear a lot of heeled boots. My only other shoe that I wear are Vans, or I don't wear shoes. I mean, I don't wear Vans on the bike or anything like that, but I just don't like a heeled boot necessarily, so I just decided to make them. And first version came out. We won't talk about that. The second version came out. I was like, all right, it's getting better. Third, I feel like I took a step backwards in the third. Fourth, took a step forward. That's when I applied for CE, and now 5 is now CE2 certified. So the certification test, a lot of people don't know what CE certified means actually. So in every other country in the world, motorcycle protective gear requires some sort of CE certification. And so for boots, you need a minimum of, and there's 4 mandatory tests. There's height, puncture resistance, abrasion, transverse rigidity, which is, is the boot going to collapse on you if you put your toe down? Is it going to snap? Is it going to twist if the bike lands on you from the side? Is it going to crush your foot? At the very least, it needs to score a 1. And when we did it, we didn't get a 1 in height because you need to be shin high to get a 2, and we're ankle high. But puncture resistance, abrasion, transverse rigidity, and waterproof resistance, WR, which is the highest they go, it's all 2. And there's only 1 or 2. There's no 3, 4. And I don't know of any other boots out there that are rated like that. And I see a lot of people who are getting their kids into riding, but they're like, all right, you can ride, you gotta wear your safety gear. So it was important to me to make sure that, you guys are trusting me with your appendages. And so
I would like to keep my feet. Yeah.
You're important.
I can name probably 5 people off the top of my head who have feet as a result of wearing my boots. I see, oh my God, I see gruesome shit sometimes.
Well, I had 2 indications. One where I was coming home and a piece of, all I could figure out, it must have been a piece of ladder or something flew up, hit me in my brand new coffee soled crows. It hit my foot so hard that it knocked my foot off of the floorboards, and it bruised my foot. But when I looked at it, it actually cut halfway through the leather. I don't know what I hit, but it was something big and metal and angly. And I would have lost my foot, I'm sure. And then the second time was when I had this ice accident. The bike laid down on my boot and slid off of my foot. And I showed pictures of it. I actually showed it on the video. It actually had peeled the heel part off of the boot, but the boot stayed on my foot. That's why I like laces, and I tie my stuff tight. I tie my boots. When I had my wreck in 2003, when I flew over the truck, my boots flew off. So I really don't like wearing slip-on boots.
That's a big thing.
And it's a personal thing, I like wearing boots too when it's going to rain, but then I'm worried. But now I don't have to worry about that because now I have Bean Ridge, and I cannot express. Chase, I'm going to get you a pair of those boots, but I cannot express how waterproof they are. And Steve didn't, obviously you can put them in the bathtub and wash them out, but they hold water. But no, they're very good boots.
You can.
Well, my biggest thing.
If you've seen how I abuse these boots, you'd understand.
My biggest thing about wearing boots is, even though some people have some opinions about it, but I have high arches. And because I have high arches, I put a lot of pressure on my heel and the ball of my foot. And when I started wearing a heeled boot, it would put more pressure evenly. It would even that out. I used to, like, I don't know if all you guys know, but I was in the service industry for 20 years. I was working on my feet, running back and forth, running up and down stairs, all this, whatever. And it killed me at the end of the day until I started wearing freaking cowboy boots, because the way that they sit, my foot angle actually really benefited me to be able to stand and work all day. I don't know what it is, but that's one of the reasons why I wear these boots every day, is because I feel so much more comfortable wearing those. And I get that, like, a lot of people wear, those flat-footed, the Converse, the Vans, like you were saying, Steve. I tried that for a little while too. It killed me, man. I was putting so much pressure on my heel that it was like my hips were hurting, my lower back was hurting, all that. I actually went to a doctor, and he was like, hey man, maybe you should try wearing like a little bit of a heel to alleviate that pressure. And it worked.
Yeah, because it disperses the downward force on your entire foot instead of just the ball and the heel.
Yeah, it just equalized the pressure, basically.
So I wear Crows and Comanches at work, and I walk sometimes 10 miles a day. And I used to have problems with my feet. My arches would cramp up, my calves would cramp up. And having those boots, and just the soles of those shoes are so flexible yet rigid at the same time. It bends in all the right places. I think you would like it. I'm going to try to get you into a pair of the Comanches, Chase, because I think you would love them.
Or whichever pair you like you just choose a pair, and Keaton will make it happen. Keaton's in charge of. Keaton's the gatekeeper now. He's like, all right.
Yeah, let's talk later this weekend, Chase. I'll find a pair for you.
Let's get back to
try them.
Forgotten Angels.
So let's get back to Forgotten Angels.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
Sorry, I hate fucking hijacking these kinds of conversations.
Well, obviously we've got 20 people on the chat, so I think people like talking about this stuff. But anyway, so let's get back to who we not talked about yet. Me, I guess. So I like to tell everybody at Forgotten Angels, and I've told this story a million times, and you guys obviously have heard it. But my first time at Forgotten Angels reminds me of the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with the Willy Wonka, when the kid walks into the TV. And he's inside the TV, and he's like, "Oh, there's Cowboy Bob, and there's Indiana Joe."
My TV.
That's what I felt like, and then I'm like, "Oh my God, there's Shade Tree, and there's Shay Lacey, and there's Whiskey Chaser." And then Chase walked up to me, "Hey, dude, oh, there you are, you made it." I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm shaking hands with a YouTube star. This is so cool."
I'm not a YouTube star. I'm not a YouTube star.
So you and Josh and I can't remember who else I'd seen. I don't see them anymore. They quit making videos. But yeah, you were like the first three YouTubers I watched. So it was like, and it just kind of grew from there. So it was kind of pretty cool. Some of the ones I used to watch, I don't watch anymore, because obviously after watching about 4 or 5 of their videos, it turned out they were very much more into themselves than they were the actual motorcycle scene. But yeah, I mean, here I am still friends with you. I still watch your videos, Josh. So yeah, I was very starstruck at the first camp out, because I was like, oh my God. And then of course, her 2 Wheels was there, and I walked up to her, and she's talking to me like she's known me all her life, because she was watching my videos.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that one.
It's such a weird dynamic there. So yeah, for a first timer, it could blow you away. And I probably made 200 friends in the first day I was there, and it just went up from there. It's crazy sometimes to try to remember who people are, because you meet so many people there.
Well, I made a lot of friends because I was working in the food shack.
Yeah, everybody wants to be your friend. You got the food. You got the meats.
Everyone's your friend. Everyone's your friend.
And like, I think in October, everybody was excited to meet you. Everybody. That I remember, like Sid and everybody else were like, I don't want to meet Chima. She's awesome. So that I remember.
It's really like
her, babe.
The best high school reunion you could ever have.
It
you
is.
know?
With people who you've never met.
Yeah, with people you never met. I mean, I'm going to
Yeah.
my high school reunion this year. I don't remember 99% of those people. But I feel more camaraderie with the campouts than I do with anybody that I'm going to meet again at my high school, you know?
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
the high school people, they just don't get it. I mean, funny side story. So I post when I make a video, I post it and I post it to the high school reunion page and on the class page. And I actually went to 2 high schools, and one of the classes they told me, "Oh my God, why are you always posting this on here? Oh my God, all this weird biker stuff." And so I went in there and I'm like, "Hey, is this offensive? Does anybody want me to stop doing this?" One guy goes, "No, you're the only one that made it out of town alive. We like seeing your stuff. We're living vicariously through you. Keep posting this stuff." So that was pretty cool. I dig it.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think you forget sometimes what a great life we lead. And sometimes I think that I've talked to other people that sometimes it feels like life gets heavy and life's just kind of weird. And then you remember that we have the only hobby that you can literally get on it and disappear. Like the T-shirt says, and as I shifted into 6th, I forgot everything she said. I forgot everything that was wrong. And
I'm right there with 2nd gear and 3rd gear. Don't have to wait till 6th.
I think once you're rumbling and you get your feet up to me, yeah, it's pretty good. But I mean, we're lucky. We're lucky to be able to live this life. That one, we have friends like we do. 2, we have this awesome hobby that isn't going to break our bank. Most of us, you can do it to excess because we see it all the time. But you're still enjoying yourself. I mean,
I was literally just talking to Jack and Colleen in Milwaukee about the fact that we are here, like so close to the Canadian border, right there. We could be there in 45 minutes. And we're about to see each other next month in Tampa. We're all going to be down there at the same place. And it was not just them. It was so many people. It was Loose Juice, Nothing at Random, just all these guys, and we're all going to be in the same place in a different location all the way across the country. And I love that. I love the camaraderie that we all have together, that we're all just going to be traveling everywhere, but at the same place at the same time. It's so cool to be able to do that.
Chase, I just remembered where I was last Easter. It wasn't at Land Between the Lakes. It was at your house.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I was at Easter. I was like, I know I had a meetup on Easter because I was at home. I remember this. But yeah, there was so many meetups last year, and we literally for a while there, I think we were meeting at least a group of 5 or 6 people, sometimes 10 people, once a month. So
that's what I did in 2022. I was in a place every single month from March all the way to November. I actually have my Laconia 99th year anniversary 2022 meetup koozie right here where Mad Yankee and I hung out. Yep. It was a good time. We had fun.
I remember that. Yep, you asked me where to go, but the sun was kind of going down, and we were there in Laconia. I was like, well, from here, there's really only 2 places you want to go. Yeah. Thankfully, they're right next to each other.
Dude, we met the wildest dude.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Okay, no, I didn't really, but still.
Yeah. He was like, hey, man, they won't serve me anymore, so I'll give you money. You go buy us shots.
How'd that work out?
Yeah,
it worked out great.
We got shots and beer.
Yeah.
Nice.
I approve this message. So like I say, and I'll reiterate, we live a great life. This is pretty good.
Yep.
I agree.
We forget that all the fuck, and that's what I love about you, Keaton, Mike, Rainey, is that you remind us way more than anyone else I've ever met. And it's so important that we are reminded of, like, when we're in the good times, because we always know we're in the bad times, but it's like you don't all necessarily know, oh, this is one of the good times. We need to stop and be here in the moment and enjoy it. Because the bad times will come, and then you get older, and then it's like, oh, well, the good times came and went, and it's like,
Hey,
you realize that. Well, no, but like,
You're still having good times.
But like, it's really easy to not be like, oh no, like this is a good time. It's really easy to just get focused on when things get worse, or when
oh
things
yeah,
suck, instead of like, oh yeah, and like until it's taken away or until you miss it. So I like that. How do I pack for this trip? That's a question.
Don't worry about food.
Yeah. Bring underwear. Bring socks.
Yep.
There'll be plenty of
bring a
shirts there.
toothbrush.
Yeah.
Bring some wet wipes.
Yeah.
You literally plan on getting there. You're coming in like 6 o'clock at night. Everything is pretty much going to be prepared for you. I mean, all you really need is the clothes you're going to wear, and if you need contacts, glasses, something, bring a saline or something. But anything you need is going to be within a 5-minute ride.
You don't have to wear a helmet, but maybe
I would
suggest
it.
Yeah, bring a helmet. I've actually seen people wear helmets on airplanes before, where they wouldn't have to put them in.
Oh, I put them in the overhead thing.
COVID days, people were wearing them on the plane because, you have to have a mask on. I have my mask and it's comfortable and it's got a stereo inside it, so I'm going to listen to it.
Rainey, did you see that there was a question?
What question? Should attendees talk with young men that FA is helping? Those kids are there, and I encourage, they tell you their stories. And I've told this story a million times, and if you're sick of hearing it, too bad. I'll probably tell it 20 more times this month. But Junior was the first person I got to meet there and talk to. And Junior's story just blew my mind. And I tell the story a lot. So I honestly encourage you to talk to the kids out there, ask them how they're doing. You ain't got to ask them how their life and how they get there, whatever, but just, hey, how's things going? How's your day? And they'll tell you. How do you tell if someone's a vegetarian? They'll tell you.
They'll tell you.
They'll tell you.
Oh, good point.
Just ask them how it's going. The kids there, you can tell how happy they are. And I'll tell the story of the kid, and we've all now seen this kid. Steve, you will. The kid that's the short, has the big afro hair. He's a little white kid. When I first saw that kid, I swear to God, that kid was like 5'6". 18 years old and was like 5'6". This kid now is like 6'6". After he turned 18. So this kid actually thrived in this environment that David and Cindy set him up in, and the kid actually started growing again. And I cannot imagine what kind of life an 18-year-old kid has lived. He stopped growing until he moved in with David and Cindy. So yeah, it's insane. But should they talk to the kids? Yes, absolutely.
100%. Absolutely.
Because that's how you see what you're doing with these kids' lives. That's how you see that you're helping, is talking to these kids and seeing firsthand what an impact Forgotten Angels has made on these kids' lives. Talk to the kids who have left. Everybody talked to Junior this last time. Over the last 3 years, Junior has made such a huge, huge improvement. Junior went from this kid that was very quiet, couldn't talk, never, really said much, had almost like a social anxiety disorder. Now this kid owns his own business. He moved to Atlanta. He's like clean cut, squared away. Well, he's ready to go. He just, in the difference in this kid from the time, again, he was 18 when he was there, and when I first met him, but the difference between then and now, astronomically different. So absolutely, definitely talk to the kids who are there. Talk to the kids who have left and came back to help.
It's crazy how much these guys are doing, because you don't really see it being there because we're all just having a good time, partying, whatever. I literally got a text from a random number one day, and it was like thank you so much for supporting this whole thing. I really appreciate it. If it wasn't for you, I never would have gotten out. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he was like, I'm not going to say who it is, but he was like, it's this person from Forgotten Angels. I had to stop, dude. Like, I cried. I was sitting there on my couch, and I'm like, that's incredible that just being there, making videos, having a good time, making just something. It changes people's lives. It's crazy how little we think we're having an impact, but how much of an impact we're actually making.
Quick story. So when I went this last time, I went down to get dinner the first day I was there, and the kid that works at the Panera was there. And when I walked in, I was like, "Oh, hey, dude,
Yeah.
what's going on?" And he turns around to the lady. He goes, "That's one of the bikers at the camp out. I want to go talk to him." And she goes, "Yeah, go take your break." She goes, "Yeah, go take your break." They let him go on break and come talk to me. And so as I had dinner there, this kid came out and talked to me, and it was amazing. So not only do the kids know, the people that take these kids in and give them jobs and see how they thrive, they know what this does to these kids, this camp out does for these kids, and what we're doing to help these kids. So I mean, everybody notices. It's insane. Brian Timms, an NFL star, he goes down to visit for a camp out and says, "You know what? I'm going to get involved in this." And now he's a full-time mentor at Forgotten Angels. He goes and talks to those kids all the time.
I raced him on the ground. He beat me.
Brian Timms. Who can say that? Who can say that? Hey, I'm gonna go hang out with an NFL star this weekend, drink beer with him, man. Who can say that? We're very lucky people. Again.
Yeah, we definitely are very lucky people to be able to be associated with this organization and what they do. They're great. It's a great time. I'm super proud to be involved in this whole thing. It's definitely changed my life, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, I may not be a great person, but I'm a great tool.
Yeah, bad people doing good things.
Yeah, as I believe.
That's it.
Yeah, that's a side joke I tell everybody. You may not be a godly person, but God can still use you as a tool to do great things.
Yeah.
I'm a hammer, man. I'm just waiting to smash some stuff. But it's a good time. Glad you guys are hanging out with me tonight. So what's our next topic of business? Let's go back to Chase.
Yes.
What's going on with you, man?
I'm just trying to get stuff done, man. I can actually show you a problem with the bolt. This speed or this heat sensor thing.
Oh, I saw that.
Broke. And so now I have to get a new one. But other than that, everything's okay.
I already knew that. I saw it on Patreon.
When there's motorcycle parts hanging out on the desk, it's not a good time.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the biggest thing. It's the bike run's fine, but other than that, it's whatever. I got a really cool. You can't really see it, but it's a part back there that I'm about to start working on that I'm really excited about. And then the dyno is awesome. It's great. The truck, the 4Runner, it's great. Just made it to Milwaukee and back. Went to Mama Tried. Gonna be releasing that video tomorrow. I don't know what time, but we'll do that.
I saw you running an Uber service now.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I saw that in some of the videos earlier.
Yeah, funny story. Jack actually paid me $500 to do that. That's not true.
Be cooler if he did. All right, so you're taking the truck. So does that mean you're taking the bolt because it's lighter and you can get it on the trailer?
If I can get the broken piece in time, then maybe, but probably not. I'll probably bring in the dyno.
Okay. So is the Heritage coming?
Yeah, I think the Heritage is coming. I think. Yeah, I think we're loaded up. We're gonna get down there and do some actual riding. The thing is, like me, I can ride, and I can ride the next day, even though it's a little hard, but I can power through it. Somebody can't because some issues with some sciatica nerves and some hips. So
no,
it's tough.
No problem with that. It's cool.
Yeah, no, I get it. I wouldn't want to do that either if I had that pain. So
make sure you bring a onesie because Friday morning is the onesie ride.
I can do that. I didn't know that, but I can do that.
So Friday morning. Last time we did it, I think we did it Friday last time also. So yeah, good times to be had.
So we can make that. We can make that happen for sure.
Oh, Bubba.
Steve, bring a onesie.
What kind of? So last Amazon type in onesie.
That's what we did. So last year I did brown bunny. Diana did a pink bunny rabbit. Nara did a red panda. And Sydney did, I thought it was a skunk. It was actually a black cat with white stripes, but it looked like a skunk. So I'm just going to say it's a skunk.
It looked like a skunk.
Yeah. Juice was a dragon. Who else went? Somebody did, he said it was an alligator. I think it was a dragon. Yeah, there was probably 12 of us in onesies, and it was a good time. It was a lot of fun. Oh, Devin dressed up as Speed Racer. He had a NASCAR onesie.
That leads to my other question was, what is, because I know it's a camp out. There's a lot of bikes around. Is everybody going to different places, or how does it work with the actual riding?
They're trying to get away from one huge ride or two big rides. So people are just kind of like, hey, we're going to run up to Burt's. And 10 to 20 people run up to Burt's. And it was like, hey, we're going to run out to go get ice cream. So, 5 to 10 people ran to ice cream. And then somebody else was like, I have never been to, what was the Italian place that everybody wanted to go to? Carrabba's. Hey, we're all going to run to Carrabba's. So pretty much.
Carrabba's.
Dude, I love Carrabba's. They had a Carrabba where I was, and then they closed it, so I haven't been to a Carrabba's in so long. And it's like, oh my God, they got a Carrabba's here. Anyway, but back to the story. But so yeah, pretty much, people are running out doing their own things for breakfast. People are going to run to Wawa's. There's people making Walmart runs. So people are doing things all day long. So
yeah, the biggest
we do big long runs in the middle of the day.
The biggest issue was we were doing that, and it ended up being so many people that it was problematic. It got to be the point where it was like, you got 250 bikes all trying to go through the same intersection at the same time. And they didn't have the local, law enforcement to help them, block and stuff like that, which hopefully at some point, they'll work with people. David knows the sheriff, so maybe one day they will, but it just got to the point where it was a problem. So now it's split up into a bunch of little rides all over, and everybody's kind of doing a little bit of their own thing, but also we kind of have a agenda of what we're doing.
Yeah, it's a very small bit of organization.
Yeah.
I mean, my own preference. Yeah, when I was down there, I opted not to go with the big group ride for safety reasons, but when I'm considering going on larger group rides, what I usually do is I find out where they're going, I set it up on my nav, and I make my own way there. It's safer.
Yeah, there's been a couple times where I've been leaving somewhere and I've passed Rainy Rider on the way there.
Yeah, because I go
and we wave at each other.
Right. Especially the Birds. I'll go to Birds after everybody leaves Birds because I want to ride there.
We made it there just as they were leaving the other night. Yeah.
And the same thing with the big ride that they took last year. We were going to try to get there while everybody was there, but then the dude had the flat. So there were like 5 or 6 of us all stopped and helped the dude with the flat. Again, we were in the right place at the right time. Do I want to go on a very constipated ride with 200 other bikers? I don't want to stop and help this dude on the side of the road. That's where I needed to be at the time. So good enough. But the winery tour would have been cool. I did do the big memorial ride for Remote Coder and for Nick Miner. and I'm glad I got to do that. But most of the time, I won't. If there's more than 10 people, I won't go. And I will also look on YouTube and see how fast they ride, and I will go with somebody that rides really fast. I'll ride with somebody who drives like a grandma. That's all I'll say, because
I love you too, Rainey.
we may or may not have left someone in the dust.
Well, I'll tell you that this year,
10 minutes later,
this year with the the administration fee that is going to be applied to coming to the camp out, I believe that it will be a lot more tame, a lot more quiet. Not quiet, but where the people who want to be there will be there.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a lot less of like this crazy, these big giant rides of people just showing up and they're just going out and acting a fool. It'll be a little bit, it'll be a little bit better.
Yeah.
It'll be a little bit easier. We can definitely do a couple more, regular small rides.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. So
yeah, the people that are there
Is
for the
everything
right
kind of
reasons.
is everything kind of in proximity to each other, or like what's the longest distance you guys go on just just to go somewhere?
We went like an hour and a half on one of the bigger ones. It was about 60 miles, something like that. But it was a long ride, and they said they're never doing that again. So
Now I do want to go to the place where geez, I can't remember his name. Well, I can't remember the name. Jesus Christ, the dude that had the Firebird that's been there all over Florida.
Adam Sandoval.
Adam Sandoval. He went to a place a little south of Florida, and when we mapped it, it's all back roads. You can literally leave Forgotten Angels, take a right when you get up to Stearns, and it puts you out in the middle of like fields and stuff, and it's that way for like 45 minutes. Then you end up in this old biker bar from the 60s. And Adam Sandoval went there on one of his, and that's where I want to go. I want to go to that one. Avoid highways at all costs if possible.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that you guys are all, well, for the most part, you guys aren't LA riders, and so it's like I don't really like to ride on highways, and so I've got mountains that I ride, but I work a lot, and so I'm really interested to see how different the riding is in Tampa, and like
it's pretty flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know, but like it's you guys are all kind of used to it, and I'm going there with a bike that I've never ridden in a place I've never ridden in. I'm assuming it's pretty warm.
It's pretty warm.
It's pretty warm.
It's pretty warm.
Usually.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah, the nights.
Because I get so many fucking pictures of. I'm sorry. I get so many pictures of people who are like show me their gloves and they're all torn up and everything. It's just like I wear my gear, and so it's it'll be interesting.
Gear's
We'll
important.
find out.
Gear's important.
Yeah, I know, but like no one's gonna be wearing it except for I'm wearing.
Oh,
I'm gonna
I
be
still-
wearing like.
Oh, we
No,
wear
I
gear.
still
Oh
wear
no,
it.
we wear gear.
I still wear the gear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But like-
Full face
but like-
helmet. Full face
Well,
helmet.
I mean, for me that's a given because I've broken my jaw so many times that I can't take one more hit to the face. But that's a given. But it's just like jackets. I'll probably bring Kevlar leggings and jeans and stuff, and then boots, and then
Yeah.
debating on. I mean, I'll bring leather jackets that I've made and stuff, and but it just might be too hot. I don't want to get dehydrated on a ride and that kind of thing. And it's like, yeah, well,
So I'll wear at
It's
least
just-
a flannel on the ride when I'm there, and then if it gets really hot, I have fisherman shirts I wear.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
have something on my arms because again, something is better than nothing. And there was one of the rides we took last year. It was 90 degrees, and it was like you definitely needed something. But the good thing about March and October is it doesn't get stupid hot, and it doesn't get stupid cold. So the nighttime, I mean, it got down to what, like 50 last March. but then as soon as the sun came up, it was 70 again. But it
sounds
usually only
amazing.
gets, it only gets to about 60 most nights when you're there, whether it's October or March. So I would suggest get a sleeping bag and get a blanket just in case. And it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I'll bring my prototype sleeves.
If it gets too cold tonight, go find some biker to snuggle up to. We do what we have to do. We do what we have to do to stay warm.
That's true.
It is what it is. So,
like the guy in True Grit, I have my bearskin.
A couple bearskin.
Somebody actually is bringing their bearskin. So,
yeah, somebody is.
Somebody is.
Speaking of gear, I do actually have a slight unveiling / announcement to make.
Ooh.
I got this down here.
Is it going to be a bearskin?
Well, I have that too, but this bad boy finally came in. New full face helmet. So,
Hell yeah.
Yep, so that's
Nice.
actually my first full face. I've been wearing halves up until this point. But I figure with this, at the very least, cold weather riding might work out a little better. And plus, I can start kind of mounting stuff to that and get a con system going.
Yeah,
So that also
I tell you, they're a
Yeah.
lot better for rainy weather.
that was my thought, really.
I mean, I can't tell you how much of a difference it made going from a half shell helmet to a full face helmet. I mean, you've got the GoPro, you've got the Cardo, and you've got the no rain on the noggin. It's wonderful.
Yeah, no, that point kind of got driven home with me this year. That half helmets do suck in the rain. That's
Yes,
one of
they
the,
do. Yep.
outside of the unfortunate crashing scenario, that is, I think, actually the biggest drawback. We had a lot of rain up here this summer. We didn't even really have a summer. It felt like it actually kind of stank. But yeah, I did a lot of rain rides, and I'm like, we're just having this cloth covering on my face. Granted, Eve, I love the neck gaiter you sent me, the whole face mask. I wear it all the time. But I think full face the way to go on that. But yes, I will also, if anyone's curious, yes, I will also have the bearskin with me at the camp out. I intend to use that for a few different things. So
I'll wear it.
I can't remember what Sammy G. I've seen her in the chat now. I can't remember what Sammy G had on for the onesie ride last year. I'm gonna have to go through all my videos and pictures and stuff and try to find it again.
I do remember she had a onesie on though.
Yeah, we all had onesies on. It was a lot of fun, but I can't remember what she had.
Yeah. For that, I was gonna try to get like a proper onesie, but we'll see where the wind takes us.
No, I do have. There's also going to be a Renfrew style again this time, so a medieval type. So I'm going to maybe we should keep Nash script. I'm going to be a plague doctor, complete with plague mask, a preacher's robes, and then the big, the weird eyeball things.
With the beaky nose thing?
Beaky nose and a giant syringe. I'm going to be a plague doctor this time, so that will be fun. And nobody knows who you are in those. It's fantastic. I love.
Those were urethral syringes, right?
You can use them for anything. I mean, you
back in the day, anything. Way back when, they would inject mercury in parts to theoretically get rid of syphilis. Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds like a good idea.
Sounds unhealthy.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
I'm a retired RN. I know all kinds of entertaining stuff.
Yeah. Well, when your junk is rotting off, you don't care if it itches. Maybe that's what it.
No.
It's burning off on the inside.
I mean, we're solving the problem, dude. Like, what are you talking about? It's gone.
Yeah. Right.
Problem solved. No more syphilis.
No more syphilis if you ain't got a penis.
Exactly.
Oh well. Okay. Next topic of business. All right. So Mad Yankee, you're riding down.
Gear cover.
Or are you gonna fly down this side?
So that was the other thing I was going to mention. I am going to fly down and rent again. Partially because of that, I might have something of a favor to ask if possible. I will be riding a type of motorcycle I have never ridden before in my life. That being, I'm renting a Tiger Triumph 1200 from our good friend Lee.
Nice.
I'm very excited, but also kind of nervous because it's just going to be very different than the usual cruiser stuff that I am used to. So if anybody is there with me, whatever you could do to maybe help make sure I don't die, that would be appreciated.
Yeah, no problem.
Those are very tall bikes. My son had one.
I'm aware of that. That's kind of one of the things I'm a little nervous about. But we'll
Well,
see
my
how it
son
works.
is 6'2", and he couldn't. It was tippy toe on one foot.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
about 5'9" on a good day, so there might not be any hope for me. But
Yeah, well,
it's good to
maybe
have
we can
friends
do
who'll
like
help you.
maybe we can do like the man like in the long coat with two people.
maybe.
3 raccoons in a trench coat.
Winnie the Pooh.
Hi,
Toxicurious.
I would like to rent a motorcycle, please.
I would take one adult motorcycle. No, but seriously, I think what I need to do is figure out the whole like 1 foot kind of launch technique, because that's probably going to be the kind of bike where you don't even try to flat foot it. You lean on the left leg and go from there.
Yeah, that's what Doodle says too.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's called what do they call that? Bike foo? Or like something like that?
The Moto Jitsu. God, I hate
Moto
that guy.
Jitsu, yeah, Moto Jitsu.
I hate that guy. That guy is the. If you don't know, if somebody can send Toxicurious the link.
Expand on that.
But
I'm curious about that.
Moto Jitsu was a thing before there was a person that was Moto Jitsu.
Yeah.
Moto Jitsu was like a concept of being able to ride a bike that was bigger than, you could ride or whatever.
We're not fans of them.
Let me get Toxicurious in, and I will tell you the story.
Hold on, I need to grab a water bottle.
Yeah, everybody take a quick 5. I'm gonna find Toxicurious.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to find you on. I'm thinking 3 things at once, and I'm trying to type 2, so I'm. Please forgive me.
What, you can't do that? Okay.
You wouldn't understand this, but as I get older, I do things worse. So, all right, Toxicurious, I sent you a link on Discord.
Be right back.
Mad Yankee, I'll be excited to see you down there. It's been a while since we hung, bro.
It has been far too long, actually.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's been a month. It's been too long.
Is it okay if I bring you K-Bar?
Yeah. I've got a really nice one.
I wear that thing. Like, we had a break-in, not at our warehouse, but like, there's like an Allstate where they have like a night drop box for like, I don't know, I guess checks and stuff, and someone broke in like 2 hours down. And I'm there late at night, and I've got employees and female employees, and so you gotta, I kind of pay attention. I carry your K-Bar around with me, like all day long. Not all day long, like not during the day when it's relatively safe, but I'm there.
It is California. I mean, I would carry it. When I'm traveling, I have a knife and I carry it the whole time on my belt. I've walked into places everywhere between Memphis and Tampa, and I forget I have it on, and people walk by me. I've walked by cops. I've walked by, deputies. Nobody ever says anything. Hey, how's it going? And the weird thing is when you're dressed like that and you look like you're packing, nobody messes with you. Everybody's really, really nice to you. Just gonna throw that out.
Yeah.
Toxicurious, welcome aboard. You got something to show us?
Yeah. So I made the award, the golden spatula for last year's cooking competition.
Yes.
So this year's cooking competition will be a little more overboard.
Yeah, dang.
Nice.
I saw it on the Discord. It was freaking beautiful.
Yeah. So it's oak cutting board, CNC lathed out, and then I inlaid food grade epoxy.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
Steve,
awesome,
Can you show it again?
That's awesome.
Sweet. So Steve, there's a cook. We started this last.
Oh,
October.
wow.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, what's this for?
So last October we started this thing. Dwight Smokeham started a thing where you give him your recipe for whatever. You bring your spices. He'll put something on to marinate, and it's your thing. And then there's a cook-off. So last time it was chicken. It was split chicken. And this time, I'm not sure what it's going to be, but last time,
Ribs.
this will be ribs this time.
Yeah.
So yeah, last time they had a spatula that Chris made, and he was asking somebody, hey, just Dwight Smokums was like, yeah, if somebody could just make something kind of cool, get like a wooden spoon and engrave it for me, that'd be cool. We'll give it as a trophy, and Toxikaris was like, I'll do you one better. This thing he made, I was like, wait a minute, did somebody buy that? Because it was fantastic looking. It was actually a golden spatula. And
when I laser etched.
When I looked at it, I was like, somebody made that from here. One of our biker degenerates made that thing because it was gorgeous. And so I'm not surprised that looks like that because you are a cut above, man. You are a class act all around.
Dude, the guys who make some of this stuff, like, dude, Toxicarius obviously, like, blew it out of the water with the golden spatula. Yeah. And then you got Journey Jerry, who's making just these ridiculous, like, super cool prizes, or not prizes, but like giveaway, for the camp out, whatever. We're surrounded by so much talent. It blows my mind.
Yeah, the size he made, and then the cups he was making, and then the bike. The bike, I knew the bike was coming for like a year because he had been working on it that long. Jerry had. It was ridiculous, this bike. Even after I saw it, I was like, I had seen it online. He showed me pictures, and I'm like, and then seeing it in person, just Jerry, Jerry's in the chat. Jerry, that was fantastic. That was the most ridiculous thing I'd ever seen. And then to top it off,
so cool.
To top it off, the bike, somehow he tracked the serial number to like the month of his birth. Jerry's month of his birth. And that's the bike he used to make the present for Cindy and David last year.
Yeah. Everybody that we work with, man, is just so good.
Seems not unusual. Actually, it is kind of unusual. Like, I've never encountered this type of like a charity where people are that
behave yourself.
Not you, Steve. She's talking to her dog, not you. Oh. Keep going.
Oh, sorry.
I was like, I'm not.
What did I do?
I don't think I'm like. What did I do? Sorry. Where people are so committed to it, it's and I've worked with a lot of charities. I don't like to sell older versions of stuff, so I donate them.
You too.
Okay. But it's unusual to see a charity that people are so devoted to. It's intriguing.
Giving, yeah, it's like the giving tree. I mean, I'm never surprised when I see people down there just giving things away. That goes from you to Bert to that Ford dealer they went to that donated the Raptor. All the other motorcycle dealers, people from around that area, all of the chapters of all the little the other veterans groups and stuff. Everybody just gives and gives and gives, and it's just not enough. They feel like they just need to keep giving more and more because when you see it, Josh says it all the time in his videos. When you get there and you see what's going on there, it blows your mind and it just makes you want to just give and give and give and give and give. And you look at people like Flip, and you look at our Ofin, Jesus Christ, my brain's dead now. But they've donated, like Flip has, they've donated thousands and thousands of dollars every year. So it's just insane. Trucker Paul, he donated last year. He was on one of the live streams, and he's like, yeah, the next person that donates $1,000, I'll donate $1,000 too. And two people at the same time donated $1,000, and he's like, okay, fine, I'll give $2,000. Being at that camp out and seeing what goes on there just makes you want to keep giving. It makes you want to open your heart up and give just everything that you possibly can. Sometimes to excess, and it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling to be around that kind of people. It makes your life feel more complete. To know these people. And then there was this one dude. Holy crap! So this company gave him a watch, and instead of keeping the watch, raffled it off. Holy crap! How much money did that guy make? I can't remember how much money he raised. It was an insane.
I don't know. It might have been about $1,000.
It was an insane amount of money.
Yeah.
But you know him? You know that guy?
I don't know, man.
It's just insane to be friends with these people that just will give out of their heart. And you could have pocketed that money. You could have said, "Hey, cool, thanks for this watch. I'm going to keep this watch." You know, you didn't. Money went to Forgotten Angels.
It's what it's all about.
It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
And Chris donated not just the spatula, this cutting board. I mean, how much do you think you could get for that cutting board on the outside?
Oh, that's a $500 cutting board.
You don't even
right
have to say, but you're like, you know what I'm gonna do with this thing? I'm gonna give this thing up as a trophy. You know,
it was $100 in oak.
that's insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. I love knowing these kind of people. I love being friends with these kinds of people because it makes you feel like you're a better person. It makes you feel like you've accomplished something in life when you have friends like this. It does. It's insane.
Yeah, makes you feel good. Maybe it just cancels out a little bit of that bad crap that you do.
Pull some of the red off my ledger, yeah.
Yeah. I got a lot of that, man.
Back in the black.
Yeah, I got a lot of that.
I got a whole red book.
We're catching up.
I'm in a couple of
No
books with a
biting.
lot of red.
Yeah, no biting, Steve.
No.
Oh, what a good time.
Can't make any promises.
All right, so Toxicarius, are you riding down this time, driving?
No, my son and my wife are coming with us, and
Oh, nice.
he wants to bring down his MT-07.
Oh, cool.
I got that like dirt bike type trailer hitch. We're gonna put it on there, and we're gonna drive that down in the truck. So
Cool.
Also, Toxicarius, it was great hanging with you guys up in Milwaukee. I loved it, man. I'm so glad that you guys came out and we got to hang with you. It was awesome.
thanks. It was awesome hanging out with you too.
Very good time.
We're gonna be there. We're gonna be near you on Sunday night or Saturday night. We're coming down. We're helping install a water filtration system for the well on Tuesday before everyone gets there. So you'll be able to drink from the taps.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that'll be good.
Hell yeah.
The shower water was a little. It's never been that bad. I know everybody was complaining about the water last time.
It's not great, but it's not bad.
It had never been like it was that time because they were talking about how something was wrong.
2.6 wrong, too. Not great, not horrible.
Yeah, it would smell like rotten eggs, and like I said, it had never done that before. And I think it was something they said it was something you couldn't even brush your teeth with it. It was pretty bad. So yes, Toxicarius, thank you very much for doing that.
How do you like your shirt? Toxicarius.
It's a great
Is it
shirt.
comfortable?
Nice shirt.
Yeah.
It's a very cool
nice
shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is that guy?
Is it a comfortable shirt? Does it fit well? What size do you typically wear?
3XL.
And does it fit like a 3XL for you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
I'm always brands are kind of weird for me. Like I have 2XL shirts that fit me fine, and then I get a 3XL from the same company, and it doesn't fit at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's too small.
Okay.
But a 2XL tall works fine.
And the material in those shirts is wonderful.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good material.
It's very soft.
Yeah, that was a long and the MOQs are for that material is a lot. So, but I just want to make sure that the sizing, at least everybody knows their sizing is correct. So like, and I don't have a huge sample group, so I rely on people to tell me like, all right, I am a true 3XL. It's like a 3XL.
Yeah, I'm a
like
at Duluth Trading. I'm 2XL tall. The same with Carhartt, but then I bought the Carhartt jackets that Shade Tree was selling, and they don't have tall sizes, and I got a 3XL, and that doesn't fit me at all.
Aw.
Then the
And
four.
I'll tell you that Toxicarius is a tall guy.
Yeah.
He's
Yes.
a tall guy.
Yes,
well
he
put
is.
together. It's well put
Yeah,
together.
I need to adjust my size and distribution.
A lot of
We
the
had too many
times,
smalls come in.
a lot of the times I get a shirt that fits me fine, and then after like 4 washes, it's too small. These ones don't shrink. So they're
Nope.
good.
Yeah, they're
And they don't stretch while you wear them. And that's my peeve about shirts is you put them on and they feel really good and they feel right in all the right places. And then you put a jacket over them or something, or you wear them for a while. And about 8 hours later, you pull it off and it feels like it's wrapped around your head. It feels like a loose trash bag. These
Yeah.
shirts, 8 hours later, 10 hours later, 12 hours later, they fit you in all the right places. They feel very good. So, yeah.
it's really good to hear. It's good feedback. Like, I know that's what you guys are here. Well, most of the Discord, but like, I do need to have the feedback. It's just like, what's that?
Sizing. I'm hesitant to buy your boots online because sizing for me sucks. Like trying to find the right.
That's why we
size.
make it really
Yeah.
easy for like exchanges and returns, because you are buying online, and I actually do let people. Like, I'll let you break them in. I'll let you ride with them for, I'd say you got about a month to decide if it's good for you or not.
He has a very generous return policy.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Special delivery. Hi guys.
And
Hi.
basically just, like, be cool. And if it works for you, like, I don't ever want you to have to use, like, pay for something that you legitimately doesn't fit you, doesn't right. And I don't want to go into brick and mortar because I would sell more in a day than they would in a month. And they expect half of, so I would sell to them at half price. And then they would have net terms, which means they would pay me in like net 90. And if it doesn't sell through, they just send the boots back and be like, sorry, it didn't sell. And I'm like, that's not the way the world works anymore, guys. So I'm going to sell directly to customers, and I'm going to figure out a really good return policy, exchange policy, to where the customer can feel comfortable with their purchase. And I'm not going to hold it to them. So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying you have to buy or anything like that, but I want people to like the gear. I don't want people to feel like they're stuck with the gear ever. So just food for thought.
Look at Sammy's racking up some customers in the chat there. Everybody's finding Sammy G, so everybody's going to Sammy G's chat.
Yep.
Good job, you. Now, I guess I gushed enough at my very first review of the gloves that I bought you because it got your attention. So, yeah, if anybody out there in the chat has the boots, has gloves, anything from Mini Ridge, make sure you do a follow-up review. Go to Google, do a review. Tell the world how much you love them because we do. And it helps the company.
Yeah, Google is great for us right now. Like, Google's important. We need more, I guess, on Google. We have a lot of reviews on a lot of other places, but Google is kind of lacking a little bit. But we regained our number 2 spot above
Ooh.
Hell yeah. Now we need number 1.
Revzilla, which will never be like, okay, we're not going to beat Revzilla because of the Amazon. But you type in motorcycle boots, and at least this is the case for me. I don't know if it's for everybody in the country, but if you type in motorcycle boots, the first organic result, or the second organic result, is us, and then it's Harley. So
I hate Harley boots.
that was
As long as you're beating Harley, yeah.
And they're publicly
Oh,
traded.
sorry about that.
They're not.
Well, they're another one that used to have, pretty good gear, and then they started outsourcing everything, and then now it's, who knows what you're getting. And I make fun of it because, I got the fairing I have on the bike is a Crador fairing, and it came with Burley instructions because it's this same shield, and it's the company I get them from. They send them to Burley, and it's cheaper for them to print all one kind of instructions and all one kind of hardware, the instructions for the hardware. So it's all Burley. I got mine for $99. You go to a Burley, the Burley one is $350. It's the exact same thing. They just raised the price on it that much.
and yet we buy.
We don't buy it.
Well, yeah, that's true.
If you know what people, it's funny when people complain about like the things I'll put on. I'll do reviews of stuff, and they're like, "Oh, that's just Chinese garbage." No, everything is Chinese garbage. And if you don't believe it, go on eBay, type in anything, and you'll find 10 products that are exactly the same, because that's how people do business. They don't go. I'm gonna start a fairing business, and I'm gonna go buy a bunch of molds, and I'm gonna make these molds. They start just like what's the one they're always picking on? Nick's Boys Toys.
Oh,
You can
don't
find
even fucking get me.
Yeah, you can find 10 pairs of pants and jackets exactly like what they put out with different names on it, because everybody buys their stuff from the same people. The only difference is they put a different label on it. They'll get it all shipped.
It's the exact
somewhere.
same pair of pants.
It's the exact same pair. But that's a perfect example.
It's the exact same pair of pants. And so, I didn't buy it, but someone close to me bought one from Nick's Boys Toys, one of their $200 or $300 sweatshirts, and I was just inspecting it. And I had the person record a 5-minute video of me ripping this thing to shreds about
I love
everything that was wrong with it. It's not like public or anything, but it's on this person's phone, and I'm like, someone charged this amount of money for this product, and how gross that was. It was obscene, and it just made me really pissed off.
Thanks, Sammy.
We're actually doing my son's MT-07 build, and all the like little accessories on it, we're just gonna buy off of was it that Chinese
AliExpress.
Temu?
Yeah. And
Ali.
Yeah, and they're like a million of the same exact thing on there from that. It's like 35 cents for the thing that you go on. Then you go on Amazon, it's the exact same thing.
Yeah, Wish is
like
the same way.
$45.
Yeah, Wish is the same way. eBay, if you buy stuff, the first time I bought something, it was really cool, and I paid a good price for it, and then I found out it was coming from China. I was like, what the heck did I just buy? But then it was the bark busters that are on the BMW that have been on there for 3 years, and they look as good now as when I put them on there. It's the same product. But I found the same product on eBay from an American vendor, and they were $180. I got them from this place online that they shipped them on eBay from overseas for $35. It's the exact same part. So I mean, can you get a better part? Can you get a better put together one? Probably. But it's not so much anymore that you get what you pay for. You get what somebody thinks you're willing to pay for it, and that's the truth now.
And that was actually part of my calculus early on in 2019, was to get into products that are really hard and that can't be easily recreated, which is pretty much everything. Like anything good quality, like boots. Knock yourself out. You want to start your own motorcycle boot company that's CE2 certified, it's under $200. Have fun, and then create a distribution network and returns, fulfillments, create a brand, have actually people come back and buy your stuff. That's what I did. So you can do it as well. Have fun. But it's not easily recreatable, especially by the Chinese, which they're just trying to pump out.
Yeah, it's so much product.
Things. Yeah, which is, But hey, you know what? Like,
you can get lucky on this stuff sometimes, and you can get a good product for not very much money. But if you want a complex product, if you pay cheap for it, you're not going to get a good product. Cheap ain't good, and good ain't cheap.
Mm-hmm.
But there are episodes where they way overcharge stuff because they think they've cornered the market on it. Harley.
Yeah, no.
But I'm as guilty as the next person for paying $40 for a Harley shirt because it has a cool design on it.
You know that they cut the tags off of the inside? I don't know if yours is cut off. See if you can find where it was made on the shirt.
Pakistan.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Or Indonesia.
No shit.
China. like at the dealerships, they cut off the tags.
Yeah, they do.
So, because they make it in China and they don't want people to see it. So like you get a shirt and it's got your like the washing instructions and everything that you need to have a proper garment tag. Mine was cut off.
I'll have to look.
You know, when I first got my Sportster, I was putting the electric start on it, and I saved some money up and went to the Harley shop, and I purchased the starter motor from there. And you know what it said right on the side?
Made in China.
Yep.
My foot pegs have Harley logos on them, and they're good. My Ford controls for the Sportster.
Yeah.
I got them from China. $35 for and it's a full kit. It's a full kit. I've had them on there for 2.5 years. They're good, but made in China, and it has Harley logos on it and that's what they call the fall off. The Fortnite talks about this in his videos. There's the fall off the truck. What they call the port tax is when they take half of the products off of the truck, and then in their case, I think they were talking about Dainese. 10% of whatever they ship usually gets taken off the truck at the port before it leaves the port of. Steve, what's that word when it actually leaves the country? Port of origin. When it leaves the port of origin, they take 10% off, and that's loaded across the board, and then they sell it on the black market, and that's how a lot of your stuff from eBay gets to the States, and it's legal once it gets here. When it's there, it's that's the way they do business. I've seen it all over the world.
Yeah, no, it's actually happened to me. There was a container where I lost 8% of my inventory. So, live and learn. Package your shit the right way. It's not easily recreatable. Make the time that it's supposed to be on the boat at the dock, and then negotiate terms with your manufacturer. Because we have a small tannery in Pakistan. And they're very good. They're excellent, but the terms are they get their final 20% after it arrives, because if I get pilfered again by customs while it's waiting for the next ship out, I'm not paying for it. I'm not eating that loss. So that's my negotiated terms. But I've had a really good relationship with my guys, and it's really hard to find.
I have a company that we build industrial pneumatic door operators. 100% of the parts were made in America until just a couple years ago. Now I can't find certain types of brass fittings for plumbing that you can't even get them in the United States anymore. And then a pilot valve that I use, you can't buy that in the United States anymore either. I have to get it from Germany. So we have 100% made in America until 10 years ago, and we used aluminum tubing for our air pistons, and they were manufactured in the United States, and then 90% of the quantity was shipped to China of the diameter that we were using, and so the rest was used in the United States. And in 2017, during the whole China fiasco stuff, China just stopped buying them from us. They just started buying them from Russia, so they didn't even make that diameter in the United States for 3 years, and I almost ran out of inventory, and I couldn't make my own pistons for a while because that diameter didn't exist in the United States.
Yeah, it's
well, gosh darn capitalism.
I'm gonna see if I can turn Toxic Curious up a little bit. This volume. Okay.
Hi.
Everybody better? Everybody hear Toxic Curious a little better now?
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know. He's not talking.
Hello. How are you doing?
Yeah, we can hear you good.
Okay, that's
That is a lot
Thank
better.
you. Yeah. Okay.
Usually have to turn people down. We'll turn Chris up a little bit.
I'm a quiet person.
Yeah. So I first got to meet him, and this is kind of a funny story. I was actually late. There was a huge wreck in Birmingham, Alabama, and I was late getting to the hotel where nothing at random, and my friend downtown 650, Kenny, were all going to meet me at the hotel. And I was like an hour and a half late or something. And when I get there, Toxicarius, his friend, and Kenny are downstairs in the lobby all chatting. And that's the first time I got to meet him. And so, yeah, thanks for taking care of my buddy. I'm sure he was probably a handful because he was excited. It was going to be his first camp out. But, yeah, Chris, thanks for taking care of him.
It was my first camp out, too. I was excited.
So, y'all took care of each other. Excellent.
Toxicarius is the bro. He takes care of everybody.
I'd actually seen him in, actually, it might have even been yours or Juice's video like a couple of weeks before. Actually, it was probably, yes, it was Juice's video from the Mama Tried before the 2023. I actually got to see him, and then I literally met him 2 weeks later. So that was kind of cool.
First time I met him was at Mama Tried too, and I had him in the video, and I didn't know how awesome this guy was. Like, I knew who he was, but I didn't know how awesome he was. And he's an awesome guy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I think you guys are all awesome people.
Well, thanks, Steve.
I haven't struck out yet for making a friend from Forgotten Angels, so I mean it's. Well, because it's that kind of organization. I mean, again, I think it's like, we talk about the difference in Daytona and Sturgis and some of these other bike meetups, and I think the difference is purpose. Everybody goes to Forgotten Angels to help out their fellow human being, and everybody goes to Sturgis and Daytona to get drunk and stare at chicks in bikinis. So, and I think that's the big difference. It has a different draw of people. And this time I think we're even going to have a better draw of people because, again, they're charging a fee. And I'm sure there were people that were showing up, they were up to no good and just wanted to be there because there was free food and free beer. This time will be the people, if you're going to pay, the people that are paying to be there are paying to help, not because they want to be there for free beer. And I think that
real quick, Lala Strambolias, who is going to bring Gunny his beer?
Everybody.
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 It's everybody's job to bring Gunny a beer.
Gunny needs a beer. It doesn't matter what time it is. It doesn't matter what time of day. It doesn't matter if it's light, dark, anything. Gunny needs a beer.
I'll be bringing a ton of Spotted Cow for him. I'll bring in Wisconsin beer for him.
Heck yes. I brought some Wisconsin beer back from Milwaukee, and it's good. I got that. What's the brewery? The New Glazes? Is that what it's called?
New Glarus.
New Glarus.
Yeah.
Dude, that pale ale. That's good.
Their most common one is Spotted Cow, and it's like my least favorite of theirs.
Yeah, the Spotted Cow is okay. The lager is like, it's good. It's kind of like a little bit more smooth than I would think it would be. It's not so crisp. But man, that pale ale, I think I'm going to get a whole 24 next time I come.
I'll bring that one down to the campsite.
Oh, it's good, man.
For the chat, Gunny is, for those of you who don't know, Gunny is an all-around nice guy. He actually was a Marine gunnery sergeant, and he's literally at the camp out, I think, like every weekend doing something. He's always bringing stuff to the camp out for people, to help out. He's always there. And just so happens he needs beer and lots of it to keep functioning.
You will know who he is when you see him.
Gunny needs beer. Yeah, look.
If it comes out on that, Gunny needs beer.
And Josh says it a lot as soon as he gets up on stage. He's like, "Quick, somebody bring Gunny a beer." Bring Gunny a beer, bring me a beer. That's Josh's thing.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to see y'all.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely excited to see you, Steve, because literally you're one of those people that I feel like I know you so well, and I have to remind myself every once in a while we've never met in person.
I know.
It's
Yeah,
insane.
strange.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Wow.
I haven't met any of you guys in person. I'm in California. You guys don't come out here.
Well,
I'm
it's
coming
going
to
to be quicker
California.
for me to go to.
I'm coming to California in July. It's my
Yeah?
20-year high school reunion.
Where?
I'm going there in May.
I'm going to
Vegas.
Southern San Diego County, San Marcos.
Okay. Yeah, I'm about 2 hours away from there.
Well,
Danny does not
I have
have
a
a
trade
channel.
show in Vegas in August, or in April. I'll be there in April.
I'm still planning on
So
coming
it's
there
just
in the
in
fall if I can
Vegas,
squeeze
right?
it in. So I think things might be in the air now. So if those of you who don't know, my job is trying to push me into a higher position that I've been fighting to not take, and they're pretty much headstrong on having me take it. So that may mess up a lot of my later year plans. So we'll see. But I still.
Well, if you can make it over in the fall, I'll come meet you.
I'm planning on making it in the fall because I got to see Steve. I got to make it to the warehouse. There's lots of things I got to do. Lots of things I
Yeah.
got to do. So
You're going to be wildly underwhelmed at the warehouse. It's like pallet racks and like everybody
hey,
working.
Harley Davidson was started in a 10 by 15 shed
We've
in the
all
middle
seen it.
of nowhere.
Yep.
here's one
I mean,
for
we
you.
did just move into another warehouse, so we are growing. But
There's nothing underwhelming about something starting and making a good product.
I have the history of Harley Davidson book, and one of the funny things I like to read in there is Harley Davidson almost went under because they couldn't get their engines to work correctly. And of all people, this
Still
guy,
the same problem.
Well, this guy who owned a boat engine company, a guy who owned a boat engine company decided to help him out with their carburetors, and he was the saving grace of the company. And it was the guy who started Evinrude engines, Evinrude boat motors. So the first carburetors on Harleys were Evinrude boat engine carburetors. Now you know.
Rip Evinrude, by the way. I think they're out of business now.
Just like Harley. I mean, what?
Hey.
Well, it's actually kind of ironic that if that's the people who came and saved them, they've actually managed to outlive Evinrude.
Yeah. I think Evinrude got their money's worth and sold all their liabilities. So I mean, it's
yeah. But what's their stock price at though?
What, hog? Hog.
Right.
Oh.
Greg the hog.
Oh yeah, bummer.
Last 5 years, down 40% over the last time.
Yeah, it's like $27 or something like that.
a good time to buy. Buyer's market.
Is it?
I don't know.
I love timing. Yeah, I love timing market. That's the best investment strategy.
I accidentally left $50 in my account when I left the brewery, and when I looked at it the other day, it was $1,500. So I think I'm gonna, whatever that stock is, I'm gonna put money into it.
I'm still a dollar cost averaging and a broad-based ETF guy. But,
I know some of those words.
Broad base, that's the person who rides a Harley. And ETF, that's when you're trying to give your money away online, isn't it? Something like that.
yeah, you know. It's not on a longer timeline. You hopefully get it back, but yeah, but I have to keep everything kind of conservative just to make sure I have enough capital for the company.
I don't know what any of that means.
But
I do know,
except for real estate.
I do know that I'm very excited to hang out with all of you again, except for Jima, who's not going to be there.
What?
No.
So disappointing.
Sorry. I am really bummed too, but we had some stuff happen in the family and I just can't make it.
Well, I hope
The
that
8,000 mile
I'm
drive
sorry.
is not up for it. You're not for another 8,000 mile drive.
Actually, it was 9,313.
Okay.
Yeah, get it right.
Yeah.
It is funny though, because I keep publishing videos and people think I'm still on the road. I'm like, I wish I had that stamina and that kind of a
It's so
pocketbook.
I saw yours in Texas, and I was like, is she back in
To
Texas
this
again?
day, they say she's still riding.
Dude, I watched your video yesterday. I was literally sitting there. I was like listening to it. I was like, dude, she's so funny. You are so funny, dude.
I get it.
You have like a good just like quip, you know?
Oh, life is comic relief at its best.
Yeah,
I think she's smarter than most of us.
probably.
I'm older than most of you, so
I'm gonna hire you as a writer. You're gonna come to my channel and write. You're gonna be my first employee. You're gonna come to my channel and write my scripts.
okay.
I'll pay.
Smarter than most of us. Gma, don't put too much stock in that. That's not saying a whole lot.
Yeah, that's really not.
Yeah, I work for T-shirts.
I know a guy.
I know.
He makes really nice
I got a bunch
t-shirts.
to get off my. Yeah, I got a bunch. And I got about 10,000 more coming. So
Nice.
So we've been on for 10 hours, 2 hours. Let's go
10
ahead and
hours.
let's go ahead and go to final
Wow.
thoughts. Yankee, let's start with you. Final thoughts.
I had one, but I think it burned away. Give me a second. It'll come back to me.
We'll come back to you. Chase.
I'm excited to see everybody down there. I really hope that everybody who is coming is very into what we're doing. It's been kind of subjective over the last couple of years, and I want to get back to what we were. You know, it's just it's a charity camp out. It's there. We're here to help change people's lives, and I want to get back to that. I'm not upset or disappointed that they're starting to charge. I think it's going to actually reel in a lot of what was a wild time, which, hey, don't get me wrong. I'm always down for a wild time. But it's going to be fun. I'm really excited. I'm going to see a lot of really cool people. I'm excited to see everybody. Jima, I'm really upset that you're not going to be there. But
I'm sorry.
we'll see you eventually. We'll see you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and ride over in October.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Everybody in the chat, thank you for hanging out. Really appreciate it. And hope to see all you there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Matt Yankee, you remember what you wanted to not forget?
I did. So, you know,
Did you forget it again?
no, I remember it this time. No, but seriously, you know, what kind of event is FA? Well, take it from me. If you're somebody who you're never quite sure where, if anywhere, you fit in the world, if you're not sure exactly where you're going, you're not sure about anything, you're not sure where you should go, if you're at FA, you are right where you belong.
Absolutely.
that I like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good place to be.
It's you're exactly where you need to be.
That's very good. That's yes.
That's actually like kind of a weight off my shoulders because I.
Oh, you're going to have so much fun.
I haven't
Yeah,
talked to anybody. Yeah. Go ahead.
You're going to be talking to the people and
Yeah, I know. I just don't want to. I just don't want to be out of pocket, or I don't want to do something that I must.
Oh, no,
is
it's
not
pretty
right,
much-
and so
You're never
Everything is so laid back.
Never.
Everything
Yeah.
is
You're
so
gonna be
laid back.
fine. Yeah.
I have never
The good thing is
talked
I
to
don't
anybody
really
down
drink
there.
very much, so
I don't
You
drink
don't
at
have
all.
A lot of people don't. There's a lot of people there that don't.
Yeah.
So
I'm not against it. It's just like that's just
Yeah.
I get
Some
headaches.
people-
and-
Some
I've
people
already
do,
been
some
to
people
and
don't.
You're down for people and I don't drink any of it. So Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I do drink, and when I'm there, I really don't drink that much. And then all day long, we're just kind of kicking around, we're doing things, hanging out with people, going places, and then at night, you might start, picking up some beer, and then people want to do shots with you and stuff. But still, you're not really doing that much because you're having so much fun. It's almost like your mind is telling you, I don't need to have this liquid, inebriation to have more fun. You're just having fun.
Yeah.
And it's there because you're thirsty more than anything. But I mean, there's sodas there, there's water, there's beer, there's wine, there's Jello shots going around, and more than anything, you're doing it just because it's fun, But really, not.
There's
I don't think.
pickles.
Yeah, hardly anybody there is really drinking a lot. So you can not drink, and it's no big deal. You're not going to get anybody's way. You're not going to be out of pocket. It's just going to be a really really fun time.
And I will say, and I say this with like all the love and all the respect in my heart, but if I'm being honest, the vast majority of people I've talked to down there, and I include myself in this category, I don't think I've ever talked to anybody at FA who didn't feel like they were a misfit in some way.
Yeah.
It's everybody. It's the island of misfit toys. It really is.
And I think just like that, I think everybody's happy there because you do, like Mad Yankee was saying, this is probably the first place a lot of these people have ever felt like they belong.
Absolutely.
And we can probably all name off, not including ourselves, but we could probably all name off 5 people that were so awkward when they got there and were really freaked out. And within a couple hours, it was like they had all their best friends around them. And then it's every single time. It's never not been. So I mean, it's gonna be a great time. You're gonna love it.
Well, I remember Cindy one time talking about security and saying like, well, you don't want people walking around and making sure that everybody's doing okay or whatever. She goes, we don't have to worry about that because everybody is so self-controlled. And also, if you're acting like an ass,
Someone's gonna tell you.
Somebody's they're gonna be like, all right, man, it's time to go to sleep. And then lay you down.
And they know whoever you're talking to knows that you have their best interests at heart, and you're not being mean when you're saying it. They'd be like, oh, well, I must be being an asshole. Let me break it down a notch.
Yeah, exactly. We're all just like, we're there to do one thing, which is bring this whole organization up. That's it. That's all we're there to do.
And sing karaoke.
Yeah, like Greg Forehead says, you don't meet a stranger there. There's no uncomfort levels. Every time you meet somebody, it's comfortable.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the number of times strangers. Part of it is because I was wearing the Hug Me shirt, the Hug Bear shirt. But people want to come up and give you a hug. Oh, we want to meet you, shake your hand, give you a hug, And it's awkward maybe like the first half second, and after that it's like you just expect everybody that comes up to you is going to shake your hand and try to give you a hug because that's just the way this place is. There's so much love there. There's so much caring. There's so much humanity there. It's just how things are. Look at that cat.
Plus, just gotta keep something in mind too. At any one given point, you may see a large, hairy man riding around on a Honda Trail 125 with a yellow 5-gallon bucket of pickles on the back, handing them out to people. And this is the perspective leader of this band of degenerates. So don't worry about it. Whatever it is, just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Could be either one.
And everybody in between.
Yeah. No, I will not make a video different than last year. I'll make whatever video that comes out. I mean, and that's the good thing about it. I don't have a structure when I make a video there. Somebody asked me to make a different type of video than I made last year. Absolutely not. The video I make is going to be the video I make, and it's
hard.
I think the videos come out better. Chase, you're very more versed in this than me, but the video makes itself. You don't go.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, you don't go, well, I'm going to make this, I'm going to do this, I want to make sure I get this shot. You just walk around with your camera, and when something happens, you just get this feeling, this will look cool. And, and that's the type of videos we make, and I think that's maybe why there's success in these types of videos. You're not making a video for anybody. You're making a video that you think is cool, and there's enough people in the world that think like you and enjoy the things you do that they like those things too. It just so happens they're all the Forgotten Angels. So you're all, having just a great time together. So just the way it works out.
Zipper, get down.
We got lost again. We were saying goodbyes. Toxicurious. What do you got? What's your final
well,
thoughts?
if you want to do the cooking competition, get a hold of message Dwight Smokums on Instagram or on Discord. Actually, I don't think he's on Discord. Just Instagram. We're doing the 3-2-1 method for the ribs. So Google that if you want to look that up. And again, that's what you win.
That is so cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
That's actually quite fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, hope to see everyone there. Sorry, Grandma.
Yeah, that's gonna be a theme. So everybody, like we made the videos for Road Queen Sarah the first year I was there. This year we'll make one for Gma. We'll make one big compilation video. Everybody saying hi. Oh, Gma, don't cry. No crying. There's no crying in motorcycles, Gma. No crying.
I'm not a crier. I'm just messing with you.
So you have to go with my
Unless you
ass.
need to.
Yeah. All right, Steve. Final thoughts.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna be coming to a few of you for guidance. And,
Oh, you're in trouble.
You're so screwed.
you guys,
No, we're gonna have fun.
This is my first. Well, no, I know, but this is my first time there, and you know, it's an important event, and I was very appreciative to be asked to come out, and one of you guys might have to drive me to the airport really early in the morning, so just keep that in mind.
No problem.
Because I leave on Sunday at like really early.
I got my truck.
But aside from that,
No trucks allowed. Motorcycles only.
Only
looking forward
bikes.
to it, meeting everybody, and hopefully it's I expect it to be the experience that you guys have talked about today. It would be unusual for everybody to be saying it's this one thing, and then I'm like, no, it's not that thing. So I'm looking forward to it.
It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe how cool it's going to be. I still think back sometimes.
Yeah,
I can't believe I tripped onto this.
that's what makes me skeptical.
Yeah.
Just be sure to get your sea shanties up to date. Make sure you know what's going on with those, because Rainy Rider likes to lead a very exclusive group.
Rambunctious group.
Yeah, of sea shanties.
Do you have a
Good thing
playlist I can listen to on the way down?
I
So I
do
can
not know one.
today?
I do.
And
I will
Randy
actually-
can't force me to do anything.
I won't force you. No, I won't force you to do nothing. You know, it's. But yeah.
I am a semi-grown man.
Same.
I am a real boy. No, Chris. So there's a bunch of playlists on. Mad Yankee has some of them on his. If you go into where do you have that? It's on Spotify, but do you have it posted on Discord anywhere?
I did, but I might have added some stuff to it in the interim, so I might repost it on Discord. I'll probably do it in the March FA channel at this point.
Yeah, I keep adding stuff to it. So yeah, we'll put it on mine too. Put it in the March FA there. Put it in mine too. I have one. I have a tag on my Discord called karaoke songs we're gonna sing. So add it to that one too, and we'll do some studying because I have lots of songs to sing. I'm going to dedicate a lot of songs in karaoke this year. I have a thing.
Keep in mind, if I say no to karaoke,
Oh, it's fine.
I mean no.
That's fine. But if you feel the urge, if Jesus moves your soul, and says, get up there and sing karaoke.
If it comes over me and I have to let it out, because that's
Yeah, I have
don't like attention. I don't like attention in general. Like that's kind of the thing. I like to just kind of be quiet in the corner with my head down and working on boots and tearing up gloves and
Sure you
blaming
do.
myself for everything.
Yeah, I have a hard fast rule about fun. If you have to force it, if you have to strain to get it out, it's probably going to be a turd. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
have
All right.
have fun. Fun should come naturally. All right, Gma, final thoughts.
Well, of course, one of my final thoughts is that I'm still bummed I'm not going, but I do need to be here. And I will say that when I went down there, I did kind of doubt that it was going to be the real deal that I had heard and seen on video. Because I'm a skeptic. I am a skeptic. And I was very surprised when I got there, Steve, to find out that once it got in and got rolling, that it was one of the most genuine things I'd done since I went to Sturgis back in the 80s. You know, it's it reminded me a lot of how things used to be, as far as, oh, you need this, I've got that. No, none of this. Well, can I get $20 for it then? There's none of that. It's like, oh, you need to go to the store, hop in the car, I'll take you. It was just the most genuine bunch of people that I have met, which is why I will go back, because I've gone to a lot of the bigger rallies, and as they go on and they get bigger, it's like, all it really is a commercial thing. You walk down the street in Sturgis and you can buy a sticker or a patch and have them sewn on, and yeah, I've been to Sturgis, big whoop. But this is not like that, and you're going to have a really good time. Yep. So that's my final thought. And yeah, I'm still butthurt I'm not going.
One of the coolest things about
but where's the American flag bikini that Gma Rides was wearing?
Ooh.
What?
Back in the 1980s.
Oh, no. I was riding in the 80s, and when you ride a motorcycle, you don't ride in a bikini. I didn't anyway. Yeah, no. I remember when I went to Sturgis in 16 with my daughter and her husband, we were walking down Main Street, and the women have like the bikinis painted on and stuff. My daughter's husband was so funny. His eyes were falling out of his head, and he was trying not to look. It was hysterical. So I paid a guy $20 to give my daughter body shots off of his very well-toned belly.
That's my girl right there. That's my girl. Yeah.
I love you for a reason.
Are you sure you can't go, Gma?
He had a whip. Yep. But anyway, so those are my thoughts.
Yeah,
try not to miss me too much.
We will miss you.
We will miss you.
We will. That's why we're going to eventually come see you.
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to us.
What about the whip?
No, don't miss you too much.
Oh, you're going to miss me. I'm a lot of fun.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. It literally, riding with you when we were driving through Tampa was the funnest I've ever had riding with somebody. Because it was like we were having so much fun, we really did forget there was another person trying to follow us.
Yeah, we really did.
And we looked back and it was like, hey, he's gone. And I have no idea where he's at.
Usually I have to slow down.
Somebody said Gma's a gangster.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Gma stands for Gangster Mom.
Gangster Mom.
That's Gangster Mom.
Gangster Mom.
Oh. But anyway, Rainey, let me know if you're coming over in the fall. I'll ride down to California and meet you there.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Gma is OG, yes. OG Ma. The coolest thing, and this just blows my mind, and we've all seen it. We've got there before, and right after we got there, something happens, and everybody has to leave to go do something because someone broke down. A kid went missing the one time, and literally we were riding up as the entire camp, and I'm talking there were probably 200 people there at that time. 190 of them were riding out because a kid went missing, and the sheriff came by and said, hey, we have a missing boy. Can some of your guys come help us look? And literally, everybody that wasn't doing something to camp out left to look for this kid. Saddle Champ broke down one time on the way. He was, 3.5 hours away. 2 people jumped in a truck, grabbed a trailer, and drove all the way to Lakeland, Florida to go get him.
Yep.
Shelby went up there.
Yeah, it's not unusual to see a bike, 2 bikes, 3 bikes torn apart because somebody on the way down got a flat. One time a dude shredded his rear end and they had to get bearings in a freaking drive axle for him, a wheel shaft. And they tore it down the back of somebody's truck and rebuilt it in the back of somebody's truck. Ride Factory, I don't know how many times somebody's taken off apart and ran down to Ride Factory to see if they can get a new one or get it rebuilt or fix it or whatever. And that's happening the entire time. People will stop the fun they're having to go help someone, and that's just the kind of people that are there. That's what being there is all about. I mean, it's not about getting there. Yeah, you're going to drink, you're going to have fun, there's going to be songs, you're going to eat and whatever, but you're there with your friends, and you're there to maximize everyone else's fun. If that means you're going to help somebody, work on their bike while they're there. What they tore apart? Remember Indigo Moto? They tore her dash apart while we were there because her lights wouldn't come on. They tore her entire dash out. Luckily, there was another bike on the other side that somebody said that they weren't working. I think they took it out of the other shovel head. They took it out of Josh's shovel head and put it on her bike where she could ride her bike. That's just the kind of people that are there. And it never ceases to impress me how awesome everybody there is.
Yeah, Absolutely. Jack brought me to get the 4Runner. So the reason why I have the 4Runner is because he took me to go get it. And also last year, I think I can't remember who it was, but they had a flat and they had to change the tire. And it was because all these people brought all these tools to this guy that he had a tire to get home.
Yep.
He wouldn't have gotten home if it wasn't for everybody there.
Yep. It's an amazing group of people. I'm so happy to be associated with all of them. But so that's most of my final thoughts. My actually last thing will be, if anybody has ever watched the Y-Files, the guy always at the end says, "Be safe, be kind, and know that you are appreciated." So I guess that's my only final thought for tonight. So with that, we're going to leave with Lunch Money. We're going to go out with Madman. Yes, G-Ma?
Oh, no, I'm done. Sorry.
All right, everybody. We will see you next time. And if we don't get you on the next one, we'll see you at the camp out. I hope everyone can make it. So be safe. Be safe. And I hope you can all make it.
Very
Bye,
excited
guys.
to see everybody.
Same.
Bye, everybody.